wasn't meant to be.
Right, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's a windy one today, but we're down here in the upper reaches of the Bristol channel. The rods are set up, just got a clip down pulley rig with a whole squid, and let's get them out there. Again, I'm targeting absolutely anything today. There's been recent reports of a few more cod coming out of the channel, especially up towards the upper reaches, Clevedon, Porter's Head, and I think a couple down Watch It way. So we're in with a chance. Fingers crossed, let's get them out there. Right, brand new line on this reel. Oh. He's out there. And you say lots of wind today. Lots of wind. We'll try to keep those rods down low, which isn't ideal for this mark. Ideally, I'd like them nice and high. There's a lot of stone, a lot of big boulders down here, and it goes onto cleaner sand then. So ideally, you want to keep your rods high to keep your line out of the boulders, because it is very snaggy here. And you also get a lot of weed and a lot of logs come down here. So that's one rod out. I'll get the other one set up and we'll come back and let's get it on. Right, a little bit about the bait I'm using today. My usual sort of bait I like to use is squid, frozen whole squid. I got some black frozen lug, and I've got some carp behind me, all wrapped up, trying to keep that as frozen as possible for as long as possible. So we'll mix that with the squid. We'll do black lug straight on the hooks, and then we'll cocktail it with a bit of squid as well, just to try and mix things up. We got about 2 hours to high tide. It's about 12 o'clock high tide and 10.4 meters at Avonmouth. So it's a really nice tide to fish this mark, because the tide really does pull through here. Anything over sort of 12 meters, you can't really fish it. 11.5 meters, you can just about get away with it. But expect, again, a lot of weed and a lot of shit to come down with it. So yeah, it's 10 o'clock now, we've got 2 hours till high. The most productive sort of time around here is about an hour before high water, like sort of most places on the channel really. Done quite well in here in the past. I've had cod off here, I've had some big congers off here, sort of 25 pound. But he bit me off right as I was pulling them up. But I did touch the trace, so I'm counting that one. During the summer, when we get a real dry spell, the smooth hounds do come up here. So there is a chance of targeting these in the summer here. And yeah, you do get your typical thornback rays here as well. And your bass in the summer. So again, like I said, I'm out here to catch absolutely anything today. It's been very hard fishing in the channel. I'd like to know your thoughts on why the channel's fishing so hard at the moment. Is the food not here? Is it the fresh water we've had? Don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Bristol channel's fishing at the moment, because it is quite frankly poor. Oh, we've got a bite on our rod. Let's swing you round. Definite rattling bite. This is a big squid on this one. Or is it that log? It might be the log. I feel like it might be the log. God's sake! This is why you also don't use No, I don't think it was the log, unless I've just released it. It looked like a bite. Well, hopefully that was a bite. Yeah, we'll see what happens with E. Looked like a bite. Fingers crossed it was. But yeah, I'd say we can only try, can't we? Got to keep trying in the channel at the moment, and hopefully eventually it does come your way. But yeah, it seems like a good start. Right, I'm just gonna bring in the first rod and do a bait change. Well, I say bait change, I'm just gonna bring in the whole squid, I'm just gonna whack some black lug on it, and we'll make a cocktail of that and get him straight back out there. Right, let's go. God, these rocks are so slippy today. We've had mist, like misty rain for the last 2 days, and everything's just soaking wet. Right, hopefully we can get this one in then. He's up. Oh. Maybe we'll do a proper bait change. Looks like the crabs are out in force again. So that also begs a question, right? If the crabs are here, and presumably all the little shrimp and everything else are here, why aren't the cod? Why aren't the other fish? Why are the rays, the congers? Again, let me know in the comments, see what you think. I'm very interested and see what other people's opinions. But yeah, let's get this one baited up and back out. Whew. Right, baiting up a squid and black lug bait then. All I do, take your whole squid, a little bit. Yeah. Well, as they're still frozen, I just like to needle the hook down just once, 3 or 4 times, well, 2 or 3 times actually. So there's 2. Pull him through, and then hook him through once, not all the way through, just run the hook down the body towards the head. Pull the shaft of the hook through a little, the shank. Pull your pulley panel down. God, I'm getting my words mixed up today, ain't I? And then grab some bait elastic, which I should have prepared earlier. Grab your black lug. So these ones are quite small for frozen. And then just bound them on, but making sure your hook point is nice and proud. Because obviously, like I said, the Bristol channel is rubbish at the moment. If you do get a bite, you wanna try and optimise. You're not going to get many more chances. What I like to do as well, pull off the head and then just attach him to the back. Bound him on. And that is your squid and lug bait.
I guess it wasn't meant to be.
Right, we're coming up to high tide now, and congers usually tend to come out as that tide starts to slacken off. So I'm gonna whack out a squid and carp bait. There he is, that's what he looks like. Nice and juicy. I've done quite well here on the squid and carp, especially for the congers. So stick to what I know and let's get them out there. Right, little update for you then. We have had no bites. The tide is well and truly turning now. We've got a band of weed coming right down where the tide line is. And yeah, I'm assuming we'll start picking all that up soon. We're gonna keep trying. We can only keep trying. This might turn into a couple of days where we will try and catch you a fish. Keep looking over the rods, just praying for that little bit of action. But yeah, it's been very, very quiet again. Tomorrow, I'm probably going to go down and fish Battery Point. I'm going to take you with me, so I'll make this into one video over 2 days, just to prove how hard the Bristol Channel is fishing. It is crazy. But everyone's in the same boat. They keep plugging away, and we will get a cod, or even a conger, a thornback ray. Do you know what? I'd even love a little whiting, just to break up the blanks. But the wind's calmed down on the turn of the tide. We've probably got another hour and a half possibly here. So we'll stick it out and then we'll make our way back home and reflect on how we can do things differently. But you never know. I've caught cod here 2 hours before, 2 hours after the high water. So you never know. Fingers crossed. We're just waiting for that one elusive lone fish to come sniffing around our baits. Come on, right, and you change one of these baits. I'm not going to keep showing you that because I do it every 20-25 minutes. Gets a bit boring if you keep watching me do that, innit? But yeah, we'll keep them going out. Right, let's get one baited up and back out. Right, nothing's happening. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pack this up, and then on the way home, we're going to stop off with a little mark where I usually do quite well on the rays. I'm not saying I'm going to catch a ray, but usually it produces some fish. Hopefully we'll dodge this rain cloud that's about to come in as well when I'm driving there. It's only about a 10-minute drive down the road. So let's get packed up and I'll see you at the next mark. Right, first cast down here in Porter's Head. So I'll take the ratchet off. I'm going to walk down this pipe and fish to the left hand side where it goes into a bit of a muddy bank. To the right hand side is snaggy rocks. Out there is mud. Bit of cleaner ground there. Hopefully, I use that word a lot, don't I? Hopefully we'll catch a fish to show you guys back at home. Right, just a little bit of information about this mark then. You got this long pipe that comes out here. These are coolant pipes from the tanks up there or something like that. This part on the left hand side, you've got a big muddy bay which I prefer to fish into just because you're not losing tack all the time. On the other side, you've got much of this small rocks covered in weeds, sort of very mixed ground. I don't know if you can see over there, but that goes right the way out. And then obviously this one goes into a muddy bay, like I just said. Towards the left, you get these big rocks, as you can see. That also levels out a little bit to smaller rocks right on the low water mark, and you can cast out to fairly clean ground. It's a bit mixed. There are 5 other pipes you can fish. If you walk along the coastal path here, you can get onto these pipes. They are quite nice because they're flat, easy to get onto. Again, I like to fish them down. But yeah, there's 5 more over there. Also on these pipes, on the flood and tide, everything gets sort of trapped in here from that pipe. So all the bait, all the food gets sort of trapped in these bays. Like they're little like food traps really. And I think that's why it does quite well down here. You usually get a bite. Let's say you get a lot of rays, a lot of congers, and I've had my PB cod here. Right, that's it guys then. All the rods and all that are packed up. Just pick up my little bits of rubbish and then I will see you again tomorrow at Battery Point. Oh, come on, get a fish.
Let's fall deep down love. Tick-tock, time's up, but I make a move.
Right, back down here on Battery Point then. Day 2 on the quest for a fish. I'm switching it up a little bit today. I've got a rig called the pulley dropper. I'll go over a little bit more detail in a minute about it, but we've got a nice bit of fresh lugworm on there, tipped off with a bit of squid. Let's get him out there and let's start fishing ASAP. The pulley dropper rig then. It's designed to fish a bait below your lead and be able to cast it distance. How do we do that? We start off obviously with your lead, a bead, and then Gemini do these bent rig clips with a little point off the top of there so you can clip it in. At the top we've got another bead, a swivel and another bead. This swivel is the one you attach your main line to, and this one you use to attach the bent clip to. So if I just show you quickly, that's the top end of the rig. This is your trace that goes down, clips onto the lead, and that is it. So when you cast out, your lead hits the bottom, or your bait clip releases when it hits the water, releasing your trace to slide down and fish below your lead. That's the way it fishes. Just show you how it clips up one more time. Sorry, there's not a lot of room here for the camera. So you take your top swivel, clip it onto the point of the bent clip, take your mainline swivel, run it down into your bait holder, and that is it. And then when that lead hits the bottom, it releases the clip and your bait slides down and fishes below your lead. Perfect for rays. I like them especially here in the Bristol Channel because everything's on the bottom. But I thought I'd mix it up today, change our options. Things aren't going well, so we'll do any little advantage to try to get ourselves a fish on the deck. Right, little update for you then. We're bang on high tide now. We have not had a single bite, so it's been 2.5 hours without a bite. Again, we are struggling again today. I've just put out a little scratching rig, just a little loop rig, 2 hooks on it, size 1 hooks, just to try and winkle out something. Yeah, I've been regularly casting out baits. I'm not going to show you that all the time because it's just going to be casting and baiting up all the time, which is boring, isn't it? But yeah, again, another very hard day on the Bristol Channel. I've done everything I can, I think. You start doubting yourself whether there's something else you can do, but I've had all the baits. There's just nothing out there. Again, let me know in the comments why you think it is. It's fishing really hard. I know February is a very, very hard time of year to fish, but usually in the Bristol Channel, you can still pick up the conger eels. You pick up loads of little cod. When I say little, like sort of a fish finger sized cod. And thornback rays, but we haven't got any of that this year. Very strange. Just got the odd one cod lurking around. very hard fishing. But yeah, so I'm gonna fish it for another hour. And if we don't get any bites, nothing switches on. So we'll fish it an hour of the ebb. And then we'll pack up and go home. We've got Liverpool Arsenal today. So straight on the pub. Go on Liverpool. Nice little 3-2 win, I reckon. But yeah, what an absolute dire couple of days. Get me back on that kayak. Sword fishing is rubbish. Loves it. Right, I'll bring you back when some action happens. Right guys, another very poor session then. I'm gonna bring the rod in. We've had no bites on it, so that's another 6 hours today I've fished. A lot of hours being put in, not much reward going on at the moment, but that's fishing. I'll keep plugging away and keep making content for you guys. If you like it, please subscribe. We will start catching fish soon. But and get that rod in, like I said, and thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.